And welcome back to Backstage Pass. We're diving into the hottest global music and entertainment news today, and let me tell you, this deep dive is going to be a wild one.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about Rosé from BLACKPINK.
Okay.
Her incredible solo debut.
Right.
And how she's absolutely crushing it on the global music scene.
It's been incredible to watch, really.
Okay, so first, anyone who might not be super familiar with K-pop, BLACKPINK is basically royalty, right?
Huge.
Globally recognized, incredibly talented. But recently, they decided not to renew their contract with YG Entertainment.
Yeah, which was massive when you think about it. This is one of the biggest K-pop groups ever, choosing to go independent, each member setting up their own labels or agencies.
Right.
It really shook up the industry.
It's huge. And for Rosé, it seemed like she really took her time to figure out what she wanted to do next.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Of course.
She's not just going to jump on the first opportunity that came along, right?
Right.
She had a vision.
Totally. And you can see that vision come to life in her solo album, Rosie. But before we get into the album itself, we got to talk about APT.
Oh, yeah.
The lead single that's basically taken over the world.
It's seriously everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It topped Billboard's global charts.
Yeah.
Even hit the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100.
Wow.
Which, for a K-pop female solo artist, is pretty much unheard of.
It's huge. It's actually the first song since the Billboard Global 200 started tracking in 2020 to have over 200 million streams worldwide for multiple weeks.
Wow.
And to put that in perspective, the Billboard Global 200 tracks streams from over 200 territories all around the world.
Wow.
So this isn't just a hit, it's a global phenomenon.
What's so wild is that the song is inspired by...
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Okay.
A Korean drinking game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
APT is the name of a popular drinking game in South Korea.
Interesting.
The rule's kind of complicated to explain, but it involves stacking hands to represent the floors of an apartment building. It's kind of amazing, right? This catchy, high-energy dance track that's topping charts globally is inspired by something so culturally specific.
It really speaks to the power of music to transcend boundaries, I think.
Absolutely.
APT introduced this drinking game to a global audience, sparked curiosity, conversation. There were even articles explaining the game for those who had never heard of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wild.
Crazy.
Rosé herself has talked about how exciting it is to see Korean culture becoming more popular around the world and how APT is playing a role in that.
Yeah, she seems very aware of the impact she's having, not just as a musician, but as a cultural ambassador in a way.
Absolutely.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. So APT is this huge global hit.
Totally.
But it's interesting because APT is this really fun, upbeat track.
Right.
But the album is from.
Yeah.
Rosie actually explores some deeper, more personal themes.
That's right. One interviewer described hearing a preview of the album like getting a 6-song sampler filled with intimate storytelling and soaring hooks. There's this whole narrative of love gone wrong, but told with such vulnerability and raw emotion. It's almost like reading Rosé's diary.
You know, hearing Rosé talk about her terrible 20s really struck a chord with me.
Oh, yeah.
It's a powerful reminder that even with immense success, everyone goes through those universal growing pains. It makes her relatable, you know?
Absolutely. It humanizes her and shows a depth that fans might not have expected. We often put celebrities on pedestals, but Rosé is reminding us that she's human too, facing the same struggles and uncertainties as everyone else.
And she doesn't shy away from tough topics.
No.
There's even a song inspired by her experiences with online negativity.
Oh, wow.
Imagine being Rosé and facing those online comments.
It's a reality for so many people in today's social media-driven world,
Right.
Not just celebrities.
Yeah.
Rosé is channeling those difficult emotions into her music, which is incredibly brave and powerful.
Totally. And it seems like she's using this solo career to show sides of herself that fans haven't seen before. She's talked about making a conscious effort to connect with her true self, Rosie, rather than the public persona, Rosé.
It's a really interesting distinction, isn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests a desire to be seen as a multi-dimensional person, not just the polished image we see on stage or in music videos.
So we've talked about the global success of APT and the deeper themes of Rosie, but let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
Remember when BLACKPINK announced that they wouldn't be renewing their contract? Everyone was wondering what each member would do next.
Right. And Rosé's news came a little later than the other members.
Yep.
It turns out she didn't have a concrete plan right away.
Which makes sense. I mean, she'd released solo music before.
Yeah.
Like her single album R in 2021.
Right.
But a full-fledged solo album was uncharted territory.
Exactly. She was stepping out of her comfort zone and taking a chance on herself.
So how did it all come together? Where did the journey begin?
Well, it started with songwriting sessions in Los Angeles. That was a new experience for her, and she's admitted she was initially doubtful of her abilities as a songwriter.
That's surprising to hear, considering how incredibly talented she is.
It just goes to show that even the most successful artists have their insecurities, but she pushed through that self-doubt.
Wow.
Created some music and played it for her friends.
Cool.
Their encouragement was what really gave her the confidence to pursue the album.
So what started as a few weeks in LA turned into months of dedicated songwriting and recording.
Yeah, she was completely immersed in the process, and I think that's why Rosie feels so authentic. It was born from a place of personal exploration and growth.
She was also very intentional about every decision, including choosing Atlantic Records as her label for the album's release.
Yeah.
She could have gone with anyone, but she chose people she felt a genuine connection with.
It speaks volumes about her commitment to staying true to her vision.
And speaking of connections, we got to talk about that Bruno Mars collaboration on APT.
Oh, yeah.
How did that even happen?
It's a funny story, actually. Rosé is a huge Bruno Mars fan.
I mean, who isn't?
Right. And she saw him in concert back in 2023.
Okay.
Apparently, she was completely blown away by his talent.
I mean, the guy's a legend.
He is. So when it came to choosing someone for the APT feature, Rosé was determined to reach out to him.
Wow.
Even though her team was skeptical, they didn't think he'd go for a song about a Korean drinking game.
And remember, at this point, nobody knew how massive APT would become.
Yeah, it was a risk for sure.
Huge risk.
But you know what? Bruno Mars loved it. He thought the concept was sick. And out of all the options Rosé sent him, he chose APT.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk about trusting your instincts.
It's a testament to Rosé's vision and her willingness to go after what she wants.
And it paid off in a huge way. APT wouldn't be the global hit it is without Bruno Mars adding his magic touch.
It's become this incredible fusion of K-pop and Western pop sensibilities.
But, you know, thinking about everything that went into creating this album, all the hard work, the risks she took, it makes you wonder, was this all part of a bigger plan? Like, did she always know she wanted to go solo and show this vulnerable side of herself?
Yeah.
Or did stepping away from BLACKPINK even temporarily, allow her to discover this new path?
It's a good question. It's hard to say for sure, but it really does feel like this solo journey has been transformative for her. You know, when she talked about her terrible 20s, that was a pretty revealing statement, right? It suggests this depth of self-reflection that maybe wasn't there before.
And it's not just about typical 20s struggles, right? It's about the pressures of being a global superstar, the constant scrutiny, the online negativity.
All of it.
To be that open and vulnerable, knowing millions are watching. That takes courage.
It really does. It makes you wonder if Rosie will be like a turning point for K-pop in general.
Yeah.
Will we see more artists revealing these more personal, vulnerable sides?
Yeah.
Or is Rosé's approach unique? It'll be fascinating to watch how things unfold.
Totally. And for our listeners, the takeaway here is don't just stop at APT.
Right.
Amazing as it is, dive into the whole Rosie album.
Yeah.
Explore those deeper themes, those moments of vulnerability.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by what you discover, not just about Rosé,
right,
but about yourself.
Because ultimately, isn't that what great music does? It connects us.
Absolutely.
Makes us feel seen and understood. And who knows, maybe Rosie's journey will inspire others to embrace their own inner Rosie, to shed those public personas and show the world their true selves.
I love that thought. It's a good reminder that even global superstars are human, with all the complexities and contradictions that come with it.
Totally.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, everyone. Be sure to check out Rosie and let us know what you think. We'll be back next time with another Backstage Pass, exploring the most exciting trends in global music and entertainment. Until then, stay curious.